Hello everybody, welcome to Cosmic Cooking, and today is a special episode. We are creating clam chowder for Time to Shine's challenge. I believe it is Time to Shine's Clam Chowder Challenge under our hashtag. Unfortunately, we don't have a family recipe of clam chowder, believe it or not. We don't, so we're kind of finding odds and ends from different recipes and adding them together to create hopefully something delicious. So come on and let's see what we're doing. So the first step to making our clam chowder is to make the bowl. It's as easy as getting some dough, a little bit of flour, and I'm going to start rolling that out a little bit. You don't need to roll it out a whole lot. Just like the same way you would make a pizza. Just pull the edges in a circular motion, stretching it out a little bit. And what we're trying to achieve is a round disc. And we're going to put it over one of my mother's cake decorating, or I should say cake baking pans. So I'm just using the other side, and you would form it over a pan like so. And what else we're doing is we're taking some garlic butter and we're spreading it on the top, or I should say the inside of the bowl. And we're going to put that garlic butter facing down on top of our metal cake pans, to which I already have some coming out of the oven. I timed that perfectly. So you see, they came out of the oven and we have an instant bowl. This is getting a little hot. So I have one as a test that's cooled off. So what I'm doing here is I'm eliminating the waste of a traditional bread bowl. You would make a loaf of bread and then you would bore out the center. I don't like that. That's very wasteful. So we have this method of making bread bowls. So as you see, we rolled out our dough, threw it on the pan, let it bake in a 375 degree oven for about 10 minutes or so. So that's how we make our bread bowl. Okay, so our next step is steaming our clams, and we're just doing simple sweet here. I'm going to go ahead and fire that up. Add a little bit of our water that we harvest ourselves. I'm going to go ahead, throw a cover on that, and we'll get back to you when they're ready. Okay, now that we have our clams cooked, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to save some of this water because my recipe requires clam juice. Now I'd much rather prefer having actual clam juice. So I'm going to strain this out. We're going to save some of it, let these cool off. Okay, now that we got our clams cooling, our next step is to get our diced bacon cooked up. Once we get this cooked up, we're going to see how much fat's in here. And we're going to use some of the fat to saute some of our vegetables. Okay, we're at the point where it's time to take the bacon out. So we're going to turn the heat down a little bit. And we're going to take all the bacon out. And it looks like I am going to have to drain this a little bit, because there's a lot of bacon fat in there. So we're going to remove all the bacon. I'm going to drain some of this off into a pan that I have. You see all that goodness in there, that brown goodness? It's exactly what I want. I have to turn on the fan. Hope it's not too bad. So what we're going to add is our onions, carrots, and celery. And I'm not sure if you're able to see that, but all that delicious bacony goodness is starting to come up, and that's exactly what I want. So we're going to just cook this down, reduce it down, and we'll get right back to you. Okay, now that we got these cooked down a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add our potatoes, which is both russet and red bliss. You see, we love our vegetables around here. We'll get this all mixed up. Lovely. Now next, we're going to go ahead and add 2 cups of chicken broth. Then on top of that, the clam juice that we just saved, we're going to put 2.5 cups of this right in there as well. Now that we got everything starting to boil, we're going to add a teaspoon of oregano, teaspoon of thyme, teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of pepper. Get that all mixed in there. So it's been about 20 minutes or so. Our soup is starting to thicken up now. Our potatoes are just about ready. Now it's time to finish this off. And what we have here is our diced up clams that you saw us cook earlier. I'm going to go ahead and add all that beautiful goodness right in there. Mix that in. Probably going to go ahead and trade in my spatula for a ladle. We love our soups really thick and hearty. Then the final ingredient for our clam chowder is light cream. We'll go ahead and pour a good amount in there and see what it does. It definitely lightened it up a bit. I think we're going to go with just a tad bit more, like so. And we're going to go ahead, let this simmer a little bit longer, let it thicken, and let all them flavors incorporate with one another. I almost made a horrible mistake here, everybody. You saw me put in all these delicious things in here.
You forgot my family's secret weapon.
Except one. 6 tablespoons of butter. So you see that's starting to thicken up. Really good. We'll bury that butter in there and pretend like it's been there the whole time, right? Oopsie. So here we are. Final presentation. This has been reducing for approximately 25 minutes or so. And we have our bread bowls ready to rock and roll. And we're going to go ahead and throw a couple of nice hefty scoops in there for Gina and myself, and also Mom and Dad. That's what the other two are for. And we're going to throw just a touch of bacon on top, and also some green onions. Like so. And there you have New England clam chowder in a bowl. Alright, so here we have it. Clam chowder in a bread bowl. I hope you enjoyed. We're going to let you know how this came out.
Hot. It's hot.
So that's really, really good. We like our chowder really thick, hearty, creamy, and this is top notch as far as thickness and heartiness goes. So as you see, I've been holding it the whole time, and our bread bowls held up very well. Tom, we hope you enjoyed this, buddy. This was fun to do.
And even better to eat.
Yeah, even better to eat. So once again, check out Time to Shine, our buddies up from Canada. And his challenge is the, what was it, the New England Clam Chowder Challenge. It's a long name. I'll post it for you anyway. But Tom, thank you again, and have a good one.
Dinner time it is.